Hello, dear UPSC and APSC aspirants. Welcome to the daily morning news analysis. Today, we are analyzing the 14th December 2023 news, the yesterday's news. The first news, I hope that everybody is doing well and your preparation is also going well. The first news we are discussing today is the new criminal bill in Lok Sabha. This has been in discussion for few days, but in detail, I'm going to discuss what is the redrafted criminal bill presented by the Home Minister Amit Shah in Lok Sabha. What are the details of that today? Looking into the name, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita Bill 2023 is the new criminal bill presented in the Lok Sabha. This bill, all of you must have heard of CRPC for quite long time. And you might have studied for the previous year examinations, the CRPC. This bill replaces the CRPC. And by replacing 9 of the provisions of the CRPC, a new criminal bill, how should be the criminal procedure has been established. It proposes changes to 160 provisions and introduces 9 new provisions. In total, the new bill includes 533 sections are the most important sections, because there was a long-standing demand that if a person is alleged in an offense or accused in an offense, he should have a copy of FIR should be given to him free of cost. Otherwise, the police is coming to a person, arresting a person. He does not know what is the alleged offense against me. Then the section 230 of the new bill tells that it is the right of the accused person to get a copy of the FIR. Some other changes are there should be the facility for an accused person to be examined through electronic means like video conferencing. Another thing, in some petty cases, some small cases, before filing a case, a summary trial should be done by the investigating officer. These are the few important provisions of the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita Bill 2023 that makes it different from the criminal procedure code we had earlier. Now, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita Bill, it replaces or it removes the existing Indian Evidence Act. By removing the Indian Evidence Act, it brings a new act, Bharatiya Sakshya Bill 2023. And the new bill has total 170 sections are there. Why it is removed? Why the Indian Evidence Act is removed? And the statement of the objectives and reasons of this bill tells that the Evidence Act of India is outdated because it is not addressing the technological advancement undergone in the country during the last few decades. Basically, the Evidence Act, the existing Evidence Act, does not accept electronic or digital records as evidence. In many cases, you might have seen that the courts are giving judgment that the video recorded cannot be taken as an evidence as per Indian Evidence Act. Definitely in the modern times, although the deep fake is there and other fake mechanisms are also developed, but still in the modern times and the electronic evidences must be accepted. Again, it has mentioned that different secondary evidences which were not accepted earlier in the original Evidence Act, for example, a photocopy made from the original by mechanical process was not accepted as an evidence earlier. Now, in the new Bharatiya Sakshya Bill, it will be accepted as evidence. Likewise, many other documents have been categorized as secondary evidence. Next one, another important thing. All of you again must have heard of the Indian Penal Code. Removing Indian Penal Code, and the bill has proposed a Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. BNS is a proposed new legal code for India. It is a comprehensive code that would replace the existing Indian Penal Code. This Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita was introduced in Lok Sabha on 11th August 2023 by Home Minister. and the bill is considered to be a significant and monumental reform in the Indian criminal judicial system, justice system. Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita is a comprehensive code that covers all aspects of criminal law, including offenses, punishments, evidence, and procedure are explained there. It is designed in a more modern, efficient, and effective than the IPC, Indian Penal Code. Indian Penal Code was prepared during the British era. Macaulay is known as the father of Indian Penal Code. Now, the old terms which we are listening so far, Indian Penal Code, Criminal Procedure Code, Indian Evidence Act, all these three are going to be replaced by the new mechanism. And interestingly, all the names also have been given in Indian language. Now, changes in the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. Earlier, all of you multiple times might have heard of a sedition law. Sedition law recently, the Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Rawat was charged by sedition law for an art, not Aam Aadmi Party leader, the Shiva Sena leader, I think that is the name of the person, and Sanjay Rawat, I think he was charged by a sedition law for an article criticizing the Prime Minister. Sedition law, Balagangadhara Tilak was charged during British era on sedition law. Mahatma Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi fasted up to death, and during the Quit India movement, when he was arrested and charged under sedition law. Sedition means you are anti-national. Your actions are anti-national. This is a British law, and the sedition law will be replaced in the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. Introduction of new provisions to protect women and children from the violence. Then the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita has multiple provisions for protecting women and children from the violence, making it easier for the victims and of the crime to get justice. For example, victims, they will be given some immediate compensation for the victims in the crime, and victims, it is made easier to approach the police and the court, strengthening the independence of the judiciary. And the new Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita gives more power to Indian judiciary. These are the major changes brought by BNS from the IPC. Next one, another important news. And another important news, I hope that if you have any doubt or you want to discuss something, and you can ask now, the students who are live, and if you have any doubt or you want to discuss something, you can ask in the live chat. Then let us move to the next topic. And if you don't have the doubts, we can move to the next topic. Let me come back. The next topic is related to loudspeaker. In Madhya Pradesh, when the new government took over the power, one of the earliest decisions taken by the new government in Madhya Pradesh is to implement the Supreme Court judgment on the loudspeakers. And Mohan Yadav government to open PM Excellence Colleges in 52 districts of the state based on national education policy. And one of the decisions you can see on the heading is curbs on loudspeakers, open sale of meat and egg among the first cabinet decisions. Then what is Supreme Court judgment? The cabinet meeting tells that they will implement the Supreme Court judgment in this regard. What is the Supreme Court judgment in this regard? In 2005, the Supreme Court of India banned the use of loudspeaker from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. except in cases of public emergencies. At the same time, inside a closed room, there is no objection. In conference room, auditorium, community hall, and banquet hall, if you want to organize a wedding party late night and you want to make some internal loudspeakers, not the external loudspeakers, there is no objection. Now again, in October 28, 2005, Supreme Court has permitted an exemption. That is, in a year, maximum up to 15 days in a year, during festival season, the state government can permit usage of loudspeaker after 10 p.m. before 6 a.m. Again, a bench comprising the Chief Justice of India then, R.C. Lahoti, and Justice Ashok Ban upheld the constitutional validity of a statutory rule. That is, the State Legislative Assembly can make a rule allowing states to relax the sound pollution norms, including the use of loudspeaker, till midnight on festive and religious occasions. If a state wants, and Supreme Court mentioned that if a state wants, state can make a law permitting the loudspeaker during the festival season. And the order came on an appeal from the states, that states were appealing that they have certain powers under the Noise Pollution Control and Regulation Rules 2000. The Supreme Court judgment is violating their rights, and Supreme Court has given them the rights. And however, Supreme Court mentioned that the power to relax the ban could not be delegated by the state government to other authority. State government should not give this power to police or any other authority. You do the relaxation. The government should directly do the relaxation if required. Government should not delegate to any other authority. Next important news is EPFO releases frequently asked question on higher PF pension implementation. We need to understand regarding the organization EPFO, Employee Provident Fund Organization. An employee provident fund organization, all of you must know what is the provident fund. Every month from your salary, you are transferring something to the government fund, a fund with the government. After retirement, you will get it back. And this is one of the main social security organizations under Ministry of Labor and Employment. It was established in 1952 and headquarters is in New Delhi. It's the largest social security organization in India with 27.74 crore accounts are there. And employees can save for their retirement, and they can get and EPFO administers Employee Provident Fund, a retirement savings scheme for all salaried employees in India. Not only for government employees, public private sector employees can also take the account in the EPFO, Employee Provident Fund organization. The next news, a report by WHO. Road fatalities rise in India despite global drop. Even though globally the road accidents reduced, but in India the road accidents increased. Multiple reasons might be there, but our aim is that the organization WHO, it was in news widely during COVID-19. Then we have to study for our exam point of view the organization WHO. The World Health Organization is a specialized agency of the United Nations established on April 7, 1948 with headquarters in Geneva in Switzerland. Their main function is to coordinate for improving the global health and giving the statistics and information to the governments and the people on any international health crisis like COVID-19. They play a crucial role in setting health standards, formulating policies, providing technical assistance to countries, conducting research and coordination response in the health emergency. And they have played a crucial role, as I mentioned earlier, during COVID-19. WHO has a specialty. It does not function from Geneva in a centralized way. It functions in a decentralized way. That is, it has multiple offices in Africa, the America, South America, North America, Southeast Asia, Europe, Eastern and Mediterranean, and Western and Pacific region, with multiple offices in different parts of the world. WHO functions in a decentralized organizational structure. The last news I am discussing is the COP28. And COP28, Conference of Parties 28 for Protection of Environment, has taken certain crucial decisions. You must have seen in the news. The COP28 was held in Dubai in United Arab Emirates. Prime Minister of India also participated in the COP28. Now, what we need to understand is The COP28, the main agenda was Global Stocktake, GST. In the Paris Climate Conference, it was decided that from 2000, because the global stocktake has started in the year 2023. This is the first global stocktake. That means global stocktake means making an assessment where the world is at present in the fight against the climate change. What is the present status? I hope everybody is able to understand. What is the present status of the international fight against the climate change, and what more needed to be done to meet the climate objective? In the Paris Climate Agreement, it was decided that starting from 2023, every 5 years, we will do a global stocktake. 2023, we will do that, what we are doing at present to fight against climate change, and what we need to do more, we will set up a goal. And then this was decided in the Paris Agreement, and to be a periodic exercise, the first in 2023, and after that, every 25 years. COP28 was being held at a time of highest global warming. 2023 already confirmed it should be the hottest year ever, because more than 80 days in this year happened to be at least 1.5 degrees Celsius warmer than pre-industrial era. That means till after the earth is born, till today, the hottest year was 2023. That is why COP28 has a relevance. What are the important decisions taken in the COP28? One is fossil fuel phase out. There were objections because there are countries, especially the United Arab Emirates, the host country, is also an economy dependent mainly on the petroleum, fossil fuel. And achieve net zero by 2050. By 2050, the fossil fuel completely should be phased out, and we should move into renewable energy sources like solar energy, wind energy, etc. Tripling of renewable energy by 2030. Whatever we produce at present, the 3 times of that should be the production of renewable energy by 2030. But there was no individual country to country commitment. Every country, whatever they produce at present, they should make it triple. It was not there. Overall, a global target is set, but how to achieve it, there is a lack of clarity. Next one, phase down coal. Definitely, coal comes under a fossil fuel. But instead of phasing out, and phasing out means completely remove the coal, and the decision taken in the COP28 was not to phase out and phase down, reduce the production of the coal, mainly because of the objection from India, China, South Africa, and other countries which have huge resource of the coal. COP28, and agreeing to the demands of these countries, they decided that we don't want to phase out, but you can reduce it. Next one, methane emission cut. Methane emission has to be cut by 25% of all, and this methane has a problem. Methane is the second most widespread greenhouse gas after carbon dioxide, because 25% of the greenhouse gas is methane. Methane has a problem. Methane has 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide, causing global warming, and 80 times more dangerous is methane than carbon dioxide. But why methane? Methane emission, every country, there was a demand and discussion in the COP28 that every country must make a commitment to reduce the methane emission. But India did not agree. And the countries like India and extremely opposed any mandate. You must reduce it. That is impossible, because mainly because the major sources of the methane is agriculture and livestock, and it is the backbone of India's economy. We cannot reduce our agriculture and livestock. It is a part of Indian economy. It will destroy Indian economy, especially the rural economy. That is why India did not agree for any commitment. That is why no commitment was taken as a decision in the COP28. Next one, another most important decision taken in the COP28 was loss and damage fund. In the earlier COP27 held in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, and they created a fund named as loss and damage fund for the poor countries. Poor countries, when they reduce the methane, when they reduce carbon dioxide, and they will have to reduce their industry and agriculture and whatever loss they are having because of this. And there should be a loss and damage fund should be created. And that was a decision taken in Sharm el Sheikh in Egypt in the COP27, but the fund was not created. But in COP28 in UAE, and the host country, UAE, offered a good amount of money on the opening day of the conference to activate this fund. By the end of the conference, US dollar 800 million has been generated for this fund for the law named as Loss and Damage Fund. It was decided in Sharm el Sheikh COP27, but has been executed and operationalized in the COP28 Dubai. The last point regarding the COP28 global goal on adaptation. So far, the COP was discussing, Conference of Parties on Climate Change was discussing mitigation, how to solve this problem, how to control the emission of carbon dioxide. This COP28 had a discussion on how we should adapt with the climate change. Climate change is a reality and that is happening. How we should adapt with that. These included reduction in the climate-induced water scarcity, how we can reduce the water scarcity that is happening because of the climate change. So far, we were discussing how we can control the climate change. Now we are discussing how we can control the effects of climate change, attaining climate resilience in food and agricultural production, how we can withstand, how we can develop our agriculture into a stage that whether it is a hottest year, still our production will be normal. How we can adapt our day-to-day life into whatever climate change already happened, supplies and distribution and resilience against climate-induced health impacts. Because of the climate change, we have certain health impacts, but how we can overcome that, that is the global goal on adaptation. These are the important points related to and COP28. I'm winding up the today's current affairs analysis. And if you have any doubt, and you can ask me. And if you have the online students if you have any doubt, if you want to discuss something, you can ask me. I hope that everybody enjoyed the session today. And can you please type yes? If you liked it and if you benefited out of this, can you please come to the live chat and send some message?